Jojo D says, thank you, buddy, for that very generous super chat. I once played a game called Journey. It left an emotional impact on me. I wrote to the developers about it. They wrote back. Has any game you have ever played, Victor, given you such an emotional experience? Please elaborate. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Johnny. Thank you, Boss Moss. What do you think?
Many games. I think the first one that really smacked me in the face was Final Fantasy III in North America. It was 6 in Japan.
Right.
But I played it on the Super Nintendo, and I was not a big, giant, Japanese role-playing game fan at all. But I'd heard so many good things. I was reading all the magazines back then. And I got to, there was like a singing scene or an opera scene in the game. Yeah, and I'm like, what the hell? It floored me that there was just so much beauty and artistry in this game. And I was like really moved by it, and I'd been moved by the design choices and that conversation that you have with designers and you're figuring out the puzzles that they leave for you and you're impressed by them. I've had that many times, but when I played that game, that really shocked me. But Eco is one that I always think about.
Yeah, that game's delightful. What a great... Have you played it since it came out? Like, I haven't gone back and replayed it.
A couple times I've checked it out, I haven't sat down and played all the way through. And it's not a long game, and that was the thing about that game. It's like the brevity was also part of its beauty, and that feeling of like you exhale and you're like, I'm looking around on the beach going, is that the end? That's it? And I didn't want to leave these characters. And Red Dead Redemption 1 also, when I finished that game and I'd gone through so much and I'd lost so many characters and I think I rode back to Bonnie McFadden's house and I was just trying to see if Rockstar had left some of these different pieces in the world for me. I was freaking moved. Like I was really, and also that scene in Red Dead Redemption 1 where you're riding into Mexico, and then I think it's Jose Garcia. I can't remember the guy's name, but the singer-songwriter starts singing as you're, riding into the dusty world of Mexico, and then this guy starts singing, and I was like, holy! I'm sure I was crying. I'm sure I'm like, holy shit! Like this is just incredible art. And most people don't see it. That's been my force on this too. It's like that's why I've been doing this for so long, guys. Like, I feel like most people have no idea. They've got a busy life. They have lots of entertainment choices, and they don't make games their very first thing that they dive into. And so most people don't play. Most people don't really get to experience how incredible this art form is. And that's what drives me. That's why I love talking with game developers and putting these stories together, because human beings thought of this. They thought of how this was going to engage us. And, it's...
and the older I get, the more I see the ripple effect.